Well, the rise in cases comes with just 57 days before thousands of delegates, politicians, media, probably protesters, and the President of the United States are all set to land here in Jacksonville. It was a little more than 2 weeks ago that the Republican Party officially announced the convention was moving to Jacksonville. The day of the announcement, June 11th, Duval County had 23 new cases. Yesterday, that number was nearly 700. In an open letter to Mayor Lenny Curry and Jacksonville City Council, some 200 doctors, most of them local, said, quote, allowing an estimated 40,000 people to descend on Jacksonville is unequivocally provocative of disease, predictably harmful, and medically disrespectful to the citizens of this city. That letter also called for a mandatory mask order in Jacksonville, and so far, Mayor Curry has refused, even as other cities like Tampa, Miami, Orlando, and even St. Augustine have passed those orders.